what's the weather today? So that's one. Hello again, this is Vince from Eat Sleep Tech Repeat, and today we're going to be talking about the Apple Watch Series 5. So the Apple Watch Series 5 has now been out for nearly 7 months. And obviously there's still some people out there has been asking, should I upgrade from whatever series Apple Watch I have at the moment, or should I move from the other types of smartwatch to an Apple Watch? This is the best video to tell you whether it be worth moving. The first thing we'll talk about are what are the things that I like about the Series 5. One of the main reasons why I upgraded, believe it or not, from a Series 0, yes, Series 0, that I upgraded from a Series 0 all the way to Series 5 because of the always on function. It didn't sound like a big thing before because it didn't have it for many years, and all the competition have had it for some time, you know, like the Pebble Watch and all the other competitor smartwatches. But as soon as I tried it on with the always on function, I thought, well, it does make a lot of sense. It does look a lot more pleasing to the eye. Another thing that I like about the Series 5, again bearing in mind I've moved from Series 0, is the automatic workout functions. So what happens is it obviously picks up any movement that you have constantly, and it would ask you whether you're working out. The other reason why I actually moved, probably the main reason why I moved, is the battery. The battery on the Apple Watch Series 5 is phenomenal. I use it a lot, you see. I use it a lot, and when I mean a lot, I don't just use it for workouts and for notifications. I even use it for sleeping, and sleeping is obviously a big battery drainer for it. It doesn't support it officially. You know, we'll be talking about Apple Watch Series 5 features, Series 6 features on the next video, so make sure you click on that. But it does consume a lot of the battery. The Series 5, for example, seems to withstand an all day and actually goes beyond that. It lasts a very long time. The other thing, as you can imagine by now, being the 6th in the series, don't forget there's the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of the great things to have an Apple Watch for is the ability to swatch bands, because it obviously you don't want to be wearing the same one all the time. You want to be changing it all the time. You want to be changing your bands, and having the ability to have all that range all the way from the first ever generation of Apple Watch to the current one. They're all backwards compatible is what I'm trying to say, and it's brilliant. I can buy the latest smart bands and even the older ones and actually, you know, wear it with the newer Series 5. So that little ability for backwards compatibility on smart bands is brilliant. Let me know in the comments below which one's your favorite band. Series 5 is probably the best smartwatch that I've tried in any brand. It's still not perfect. So what do you think it needs improvement on? The first thing I think is the race to speak. I don't think it's 100% or far from it. Online, some people online have really mixed feelings about it. I've been reading some forums where they've been saying, yeah, it works all the time. It gets better in every series, but also there's still people out there similar to me where they don't feel it's actually working the same, you know, the same as good as the other people. So it's hit and miss. So I think Apple, maybe you can get it to improve. Hello. Oh, there you go. Ah. You know what I've just figured out? I was complaining about it. You're actually supposed to talk when you do race to speak. What I mean is, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. What I meant was you're actually supposed to raise it up and then say something. Because before, I would raise it up and wait until it actually you know, shows the Siri face before I actually say anything. But if I try it now, what's the weather today? So that's one. Show me my next appointment. That works. So that's two. When is my wife's birthday? Works all the time. So, sorry, we'll obviously leave that in the video, but we'll take that off as a complaint. That's a pro. What other things can I think of that they can improve on the Apple Watch? I'm one of those people that one of the reasons why I bought an Apple Watch many years ago now is because the ability that you can track your workouts, and I do enjoy it. I do try and keep in shape if I can, but the problem is I personally don't feel it really pushing me more than it's supposed to. Yes, you get those gentle reminders saying, oh, you know, you need to move today, you haven't achieved it yet, and all that stuff. But I think there should be an ability to control how often you need to be reminded, because obviously different people don't, you know, some people don't want to be nudged thinking, you know, I don't want to be reminded now. I'm in the middle of something. Obviously there needs to be a system set in place about when it's going to remind you what time. You don't want to be reminded working out at 10 o'clock in the evening or something ridiculous. But at the same time, I want to be pushed. A suggestion to Apple is to have different levels of how often do you want to be reminded. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now, I've talked about this in one of my videos, which I'll put the link above us. I've talked about the Breathe app. A Breathe app, believe it or not, is probably one of the most underrated app there is on any smart device. It's amazing for such a simple app, and very useful for such a simple app. But that's one of the things that I personally would suggest they could improve on since the release of it, you know, again, you know, 5 years ago. They haven't really added any new functionality to the Breathe app, and I think it deserves a bit of upgrade, don't you think? Maybe one of the things I would say is have the ability to track your progress. Let's have a look at the current Breathe app. When you look at it, the only thing you could do is just change it to how many breaths you want to do. Mine's set on 9 breaths per minute, which you use the crown and you can scroll up and down. It multiplies it basically. As simple as that. You do get a notification where it shows you how many times you use the breathing app in the week. And that's all well and good, but I think you should be able to browse that within the Breathe app. Maybe, you know, when you just go in the Breathe app, should be able to swipe left and right maybe and track your progress, and also relate it to what did it do for you, because I understand what it does for me. When my heart rate goes up, it helps me calm down. If you've watched my video, it helps me go to sleep almost every single time. So it's brilliant. I want to be able to track what it's doing for me. And obviously the more people see the benefits, the more they would hopefully use it. Now, I obviously won't talk about it much today because I'm going to create a separate video, which is the link you'll see in there once it's up. I want to mention that one of the key things that I hope they would add on the next watchOS or on the Series 6, but I think they should have the ability to change the tone or the ringtone on your Apple Watch. Let me know if you think that's a usable function. Add it in the comments below. So that's it really. It's a very brief review of the Apple Watch Series 5 in 2020. One of my favorite gadgets to have for, you know, as a smart device. I think it's fantastic. It's a brilliant little device that you can wear literally and use every day. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of apps that helps you become much more productive, much more fit. It reminds you to drink water and reminds you to get to your appointments and everything in between. And obviously with the functionality of Siri and hopefully with the pros and the cons, hopefully I've established whether the Apple Watch Series 5 is for you, and I think anyone can use it. So go ahead and buy one. I put some links in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so we can show you every time we've got a new video. Hit that like button if you think this was useful. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video.